Remember MetaGPT? It's a multi-agent framework used for assigning different roles to agents to form a collaborative entity, and this is to carry out complex tasks. It's able to do this autonomously, and many people used it, including myself, to create frameworks for software, develop prototypes, helping you with code generation, and so much more. Now, today, I bring forth a new upgrade to MetaGPT, introducing Data Interpreter. Data Interpreter is an agent, a part of the MetaGPT framework, who solves data related problems through codes. It understands user requirements, makes plans, writes code for execution, and uses tools if necessary. These capabilities enable it to tackle a wide range of scenarios. Just take a look at this example where you can create something quite unique with Data Interpreter. Now, in this example, a prompt was given to Data Interpreter to execute a task. This task was to obtain NVIDIA's stock price data from Yahoo Finance, focusing on historical closing prices from the past 5 years. The summary statistics included the mean, median, mode, as well as the standard deviation, and this is to understand the central tendencies as well as the dispersion of the closing prices. They also stated that analyze the data from any noticeable trends, patterns, or anomalies over time, potentially using rolling averages or percentage changes. Create a plot to visualize all the data analysis, reserve 20% of the dataset for the valuation, train a prediction model on the training set, and report the model's validation accuracy. And at the end, they even stated that visualize the result of the prediction results. And we can see at the end, as we go towards the end of the video, it's going to be showcasing the graph that visualizes the stock price prediction. It goes and formulates all the representations for the prompt that was given. You can see that it plots the anomalies, it gives you the mean, median, mode, even the standard deviation, and it's able to tackle each and every prompt or the task that was given to Data Interpreter. And we can see that this is quite useful, guys, because it's able to process multiple tasks all in one single prompt, and it's able to do it quite efficiently. Sorry for being repetitive, but this month we had insane partnerships with big companies giving out subscriptions to AI tools completely for free. These are tools that will streamline your business's growth and improve your efficiency. Just being a patron this past month, you were given access to 6 paid subscriptions completely for free. Not only do you access these subscriptions, but you gain the ability for consulting, networking, collaborating with the community, as well as with myself. You get access to daily AI news, resources, giveaways, and so much more. If you're interested, check out the Patreon link in the description below to gain access to these benefits. Now, just from that example, we saw that it was able to focus on 6 key approaches. You had data acquisition, you had data analysis, visualization, data validation, predictive modeling, as well as visualizing prediction results through graphs. Now, that was the approach that was taken in that certain example. There's so many more capabilities that have been attached to this new data interpreter framework that has been incorporated into MetaGPT, and it's something that we're going to take a look at throughout today's video. You can do quite a lot with it as it's able to efficiently handle many tasks and provide comprehensive analysis with its data functionality. So with that thought, guys, stay tuned and let's get straight into the video. If you would like to book a one-on-one with me where you can access my consulting services, where I can help you grow your business or basically give you a lot of different types of solutions with AI, definitely take a look at the calendar link in the description below. Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video at the World of AI. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at Data Interpreter. Now, this is the latest addition to the MetaGPT framework, and it's designed to tackle complex data-related tasks autonomously. You can see over here that there is an example list as to what you can do with it. These are just a list of some of the things, as they have another page which showcases a lot of other practical examples as to what you can do with it, which we'll take a look at later on to the video. But you can see that some practical things that you can do right now is that there's a data visualization tool within Data Interpreter. You have the ability to have machine learning modeling, which is really cool, image background removal, solve mathematical problems, receive OCR. You have web page imitations, web crawling, text to image summarization and response, and so much more. You can actually get started with this today, and it's going to be something that we'll put more emphasis on as we go further into the video. Just take a look at this example where we're going to be able to remove the background in this dog image by using the ability for person segmentation, which is a tool that has been incorporated within Data Interpreter. And we can see that this is being ran through the Data Interpreter framework, and it's going to be able to remove the image, the background image of the dog. And we can see over here that it segments the dog out of the background image, which is really cool. And it's something that you can do with Data Interpreter. Let's take a look at the machine learning modeling example that has been now incorporated within Data Interpreter. For the people who do not know, machine learning modeling is a way for computers to learn from data. And this is to basically make predictions. It's like teaching a computer to recognize patterns in information as a form of data and use those to basically plot out patterns or to guess or forecast certain things. For example, you can predict the stock price, sort out spam emails, decide if someone is a good candidate for a loan, and for example, we saw in that list previously that you're even able to help different like doctors diagnose different diseases with this tool. Now, with Data Interpreter, we're going to be able to create these prediction models quite easily. Let's say we want to teach a computer to recognize different types of wine based on their characteristics, like the color or the chemical composition. You can use Data Interpreter now to help us by fetching the data firstly. It's going to be able to split it into groups for training and testing. It's going to be then able to teach the computer using the training data that we have now gathered. And afterwards, it's going to be able to check how well it learned by testing it. And this is with the validation test at the end. And in this way, we can see that if the computer can accurately predict the type of wine, you're going to be able to see that it's going to be able to split it out in different characteristics. And we're going to be able to get a better idea as to what we can get or predict in a certain way with that data. And this is an example that you can take a look at right now through this video demonstration. Now, if you're interested in trying all these tools out, I truly recommend that you take a look at the example list and click on one of them because you're going to be able to have the code that is associated with that example. You're going to be able to deploy it locally and get a better idea as to how you can use the Data Interpreter framework. And it's just great to see that there's many different capabilities now attached to this Data Interpreter framework, which is now added to the MetaGPT framework, which is now making it so much better. If we are to click on each and every one of these examples, you're going to be able to have the code that is associated with it and start interacting with it locally. And we can see that there's many different capabilities that you should definitely take a look at, and it would be really useful in many use cases. For example, the machine learning engine or the data visualization. Now, I want you to take a look at this figure over here, which is comparing different LM powered agents as well as various open source frameworks on machine learning tasks. This is also focusing on real world open ended tasks, and we can clearly see that with Data Interpreter, which is this line over here, is able to do amazing in each and every benchmark in the open source framework that is comparing machine learning tasks as well as real world open-ended tasks. It's able to outperform Autogen, Open Interpreter, as well as TaskViewer. It's quite amazing to see that it's kind of able to achieve all of these amazing tasks, and it's able to outperform each and every component compared to these other open source frameworks. Now, unfortunately, I can't be going over each and every component to Data Interpreter because it's just really vast in terms of its knowledge base as well as the idea that it was created upon. So if you're interested in that, take a look at the research paper because it gives you a good detailed analysis as to each component of Data Interpreter as well as going over each capability. So I'll leave a link to all of these different links that we covered in today's video. Now, in terms of getting started with this, you should take a look at the example list, which will showcase different sorts of code for different use cases. For example, this is a use case for analyzing the Skylearn labeled faces in the wild. This is just one example that is being used for different use cases. For example, you can use the blind quality classification, and you can get a better idea as to what you can do with it by taking a look at these examples. You can copy the learn and infuse it into your own use case. Now, they also have a way to get started, and this is by going over to their docs. You're going to be able to take a look at how you can get started with the examples over here. Obviously, at the moment, the code is still being pushed out, as this is something that was just released like 2 days ago. So just keep an eye out for this once they have released the full code for deploying data interpreter into your own framework. So that's something that you should keep in mind. But with that thought, guys, I'll leave all these other links in the description below so you get a better idea as to what you can do with the data interpreter, as well as getting started in terms of playing around with these other examples. But with that thought, guys, make sure you check out the Patreon page if you haven't already. This is a great way for you to stay up to date with the latest subscriptions in AI tools. You get access to these completely for free. Make sure you follow us on Twitter if you guys haven't already. This is a great way for you to stay up to date with the latest AI news. And lastly, make sure you guys subscribe, turn on the notification bell, like this video, and check out our previous videos so you can stay up to date with the latest AI news. But with that thought, guys, have an amazing day, spread positivity, and I'll see you guys fairly shortly. Peace out, fellas.